Hey everyone, it's Chrissy here from the Creative Eclectic. Happy Tuesday night. Hope everyone is having a fabulous week. I've got lots to share with you tonight, so I'm hoping that we'll get a few people watching. I'm also hoping that the storms in Brisbane passed everyone over and they're not affected too badly by them. All right. So if you're watching, make sure you say hello and and let me know where you're watching from. And this week we're going to use the same product as I did last week, but we're going to give it a little bit of a twist. Yeah. So this is what I made. So first of all, I'll start with, hi Glenda, you are. You think you're okay at the moment? Awesome. Okay, so last week at Coffee, Cake and Cards, we made these cards. Everyone's card was different and pretty fun to make. So I thought tonight we would use this basic layout and make something a little bit fun. So these cards are made with the Labelled with Love stamp set and the fabulous, I can't remember the name of it, I'm just looking it up, the fabulous paper from the annual catalogue, and it is called, let me see, it's called Mediterranean Balloons, and it's on page 35 of the annual catalogue. Now I'm told by my friend Alison, who's just recently come back from Europe, that lemons and all of that sort of thing are really going to be in this summer because they were really in Europe in their summer. So these are really, really nice. Anyway, so that was the paper we used at Coffee, Cake and Cards, and this was the card layout. And so I thought we would use that layout, step it up a little bit, and do a Halloween card with that because we are in October. Yeah, so I thought we'd go from there. So we're going to use the Potions and Spells stamp set, which is one of the online exclusives, and we're also going to use some of the scrapbooking papers that I just showed from the scrapbook Halloween Memories kit last week. All right, just checking to see who else is watching. Hi Pam, thanks for watching. All right, make sure you say hello if you're watching. And yeah, so I have cut and heat embossed some pieces already, and I'll tell you what I cut everything with. Now, no, Halloween isn't everyone's cup of tea, and that's okay. I totally understand that. But this is a few techniques that I want to show people using the new 12 by 12 paper. Okay, so I have cut a circle using the Spotlight on Nature dies, and that's just in basic white. I have embossed a piece of the basic black scrapbooking paper. Now this is this is cardstock. It's a bit thicker than paper. Now this is the core. It's got a white core in it, so it's actually a dyed paper. It's not the same colour all the way through. So this one here, that's the basic black, but this one is actually printed, not made. And so I embossed that with the exposed brick. Hi Lynette, thanks for watching. Right, I do need a piece of what do you call that stuff? We do need a piece of grid paper. Now I've done a few things because I know for our southern state friends it's a bit later. Okay, so we've got a piece of basic black. This is 14.9 centimetres by 10.5 centimetres, and that's the only thing that I've measured in centimetres. All right, so that's our card base. Then we have a piece of what is this colour? Lemon lime twist, I think. Now this is, I believe, 4 inches by 5 5/8 of an inch. Okay. Then we have the piece of scrapbook paper, no, scrapbook cardstock, which has got the white core. Now when I embossed it the wrong way. So we're going to see if this works, and I'm hoping that my nail file is still up here, because I'll be a bit in trouble if it's not. I might have to do a dash for a bit of sandpaper or something. Oh wow. All right. Well, not a nail file, an emery board, one of those things. All right, so this piece here is 5.5 by 3 3/4, or maybe even it's 3 7/8, I think. How are you, Glenda and Lynette? Sorry, I keep calling you Lynette. I hope you're well. Okay, then we have a piece of the purple or gorgeous grape scrapbooking paper. Now that is 5 inches by you keep spooling, I'm sorry about that. 5 inches by 3 1/4 inches. Now this one here is 3 inches by 5.5 inches, and this one here is 4 it's really 4 5/8. And oh no, that's no good to hear, Lynette. By 3 inches. Okay, so we've got those pieces. They're all the basic components for our card. We then have, as I said, I've already done our cauldron. Oh, you're still here. Oh, hi Sharon. Thanks for watching. Now I've heat embossed this with silver, and I did that off camera and die cut it just to save a little time. So I know that people in the southern states it's later. I've also die cut a piece of the I believe this is called Festive Glimmer paper. It's from the mini catalogue, and it's a lovely green colour. All right. And I have done a little bottle. Now this is die cut on what do they call it? The window sheets. And the old window sheets, so I don't know if the new ones still do this, the old window sheets have a blue backing on them, which you just peel off. I should have another one. Should have another bottle. Oh, here it is. And then there's another bottle as well that I've die cut. Now I found a scrap of silver, brushed metallic silver, and I've cut this odd piece. I think it's supposed to be the handle of a spoon. And I've heat embossed in silver the cat and the raven, and I've very roughly coloured those in, and like they're not going to stay like that, so they look a mess, but they're not going to stay like that. Okay, they are going to be much nicer. Because remember last week when I coloured the cat and it was way too dark. So I've just put down a layer of the light smoky slate. And now I'm going to come in with my basic black, my light basic black. And do I have a scrap of white I can put underneath it? I'm just going to put a white underneath it. And I'm going to just colour them in basic black. So, and how are you, Sharon? Are you well? I hope you're well. So you should be able to see the silver. Should be able to. It won't look as dark as the one did last week. Now, my niece and nephew came home from America today, and they picked up their dog, who we've been dog sitting, and I must say the house feels very, very quiet without Chippy here. He's a long-haired dachshund, and he is very stubborn, and him and Steve had to work out who was boss, and Chip thought he was, but Steve told him otherwise. But it was a bit sad. Steve was working in the city today for the first time in months, and so he didn't get to say goodbye to Chip. But Chip was very excited that his humans were home, and my niece and nephew-in-law brought us back some American treats, and oh my goodness, some of them were so sweet. And yes, I ate them today. I thought I'll get them out of the house. That's great. I'm glad you're well, Sharon. So as you can see, I'm not even blending this cat. I'm just colouring it. Like just straight out colouring. I don't even want to... The only thing that I'm going to do a different colour are its eyes. So, and he looks a lot lighter, and you can see the detail more. I'll bring him up a bit close to the camera. You can see more detail. Let me see if you can see that. on him. I think there's a lot more detail with the silver embossing, so it makes him stand out a bit better. Now I'm going to do the same with the raven, and the only thing I'm going to do a different colour is his eyes. And Delphi's missing Chip now, so she's decided that she will bark. And now you'll hear Steve yelling at her, and I'm hoping that my microphone is cutting them out. So my apologies if it's not. Now I think the raven looks much better when it's heat embossed in silver as well. You could do it in black, but the black lines wouldn't show up. Oh, went outside the lines there. Now, everyone asks me why I get Halloween sets when we actually don't celebrate Halloween. I just think it's a bit fun. And like, we decorate the inside of our house, but it's not because we celebrate Halloween, it's just because it's fun. And we decorate it cutely. We don't do all the yucky cab stuff. That's great to hear. I'm glad you're well, Sharon. Yeah. Well, Annette, I hope your sinus thing clears up. Do you think it might clear up soon? All right. So I'm going to, I want the cat's eyes to be like a greeny colour. So I've got my light Daffodil Delight. I want them to be like a, what do you call it? A yellowy green colour. So I'm just colouring them in Daffodil Delight. And I'm colouring the raven's eye with, I think it's a raven. It's not a crow. It's got a wrong sort of beak for a crow. Oh. So, and we're just going to use a dark daffodil on the eye as well. Try not to go over the actual embossed bit. Sometimes the colour comes out. So now I've got my lemon lime twist. I'm just going to go over that daffodil to make it more yellow, more green. So it's sort of a yellowy green. Because if it was just, let me just demonstrate. So if you just did it like that, that's it. But then when you use your light, lay down a light colour first. So that's light Daffodil Delight. And then you put your lemon lime twist over top of it. It does make it a different colour. I'll just do that a bit darker. It does make it a more yellowy colour, and you probably can't see it as well there. But if I wanted to make it more yellow, I can just get my light Daffodil Delight and just go over it again. And see, it just changes the colour. Oh, well, that's good. I'm glad you went to the doctors. Sinus things are just awful. All right, so we've got that done. So we want to do, before we get putting our card together, so we've done our colouring, and his eye looks a bit weird. But anyway, if we've done our colouring, I want to get a bit of, do a bit of blending with my blending brush. So I'm going to just put my little scrap under here. Turn it around this way. And I'll get some of my purple. So this is Gorgeous Grape. And I'm just going to do the bottom of this in the Gorgeous Grape. How's everybody's week been? I know I've been pretty quiet on social media on my business page this week. I've just been trying to regroup, and I've had a few training things on and things like that. So just trying to catch up. And I'm currently working on my 12 projects of Christmas and 12 colours of Christmas. So, I've just got a little bit of purple down the bottom. Right. I'm just going to blend it just a little bit more. So the more you use your brush and circle it, and when you're using your blending brush, make sure you start from off the page. The more you get rid of any dabbly bits. And I don't care really about dabbly bits with this one. Alright, so I'm just going to close up my purple. I've got my lemon lime twist here, and I want the top of my, actually, that's going to be the top. I want the bottom to be lemon lime twist. So I've got my green blending brush. And we're just going to put that across the bottom. Like it's grass or something, maybe. Now you'll see I turned my piece of scrap over because I didn't want to pick up that purple from elsewhere. Everybody else must be in bed. No, it can't be that late. It's only 8 o'clock. Anyway, so we've got our purple, we've got some green grass. So now I want to around this die cut piece, I want to put a bit of sponging around that too. Or not sponging, but blending. Just to soften it. And I'm thinking that will be okay. Now, I'll still have a little bit more stamping to do, but I need to put together the rest of the card. Oh, hi Kay, thanks for watching. Hope you're doing well. Alright, now I was sure I had an emery board up here or some sandpaper, and I don't. So I can't show you the technique I was going to show you. That's pretty silly, isn't it? Oh, we can do it a different way. We'll try a different way. Okay, so I've got this piece of embossed scrapbook paper, and it's got, as I said before, it's got a white core. So what that means is when you tear it or when you distress it, you're going to get a white edge. So I'm just going to grab my scissors. Actually, got another pair of scissors here. And I'm just going to use it to go along the edge. So if I did this with the basic black, and I will, I'll show you, it wouldn't have a white edge like this. Now we're distressing it, and I'm sorry if this is making a noise. It sounds really loud to me. Hey Megan, how are you? Hope you're well. Chippy went home today, Megan, so you missed out on seeing him. Oh, you did see him once when he was here. So you'll see how that's got a really white centre. And we're doing this because it's yeah, it's now. I don't know if this is going to work. If I go like this, oh, I'll show you on the other side. If you went like this over the top of you, so if you had sandpaper, which you can see when you go like this, it shows up the white, and that's what I wanted to do on this side, but I embossed it the wrong way. So I wanted that colour. So let me show you how that looks when you do it to the back. So plain black cardstock has no white core. He will, Megan. If you're going to the Rockley markets on Halloween market on Friday night, he'll be there. So if anyone goes to any of the markets, like the 17 Mile Rocks market or the Maggie's market or Puppy Palooza, you usually will see Chip there. He's got his own little Instagram following. And his parents bought him back a crab costume. I'm not sure if that was from Disney or whether it was from San Francisco, but he looked very, very cute running around the house in this crab costume. He likes to dress up, actually, which surprises me since he's very funny about being touched. Okay, so can you see the difference between the scrapbook cardstock and the white cardstock? I don't know if they got him Mickey ears. I'll have to ask Susie. Oh. Okay, so we're going to do the same for our green. Now this is the scrapbooking paper, so it's going to have a white border. And the reason I'm distressing all of these is because it's Halloween, right? So I'm taking the layout that we did at our coffee and cake and cards last week, and we are giving it a Halloween twist. Now, I'll show you those cards again in a minute. All right. So I'm going to do this to all 3 layers. And it's not rocket science. And you might have a distressing tool that does this way quicker than what your scissors will. And if you do, use that. Okay. I went into the study 4 times to get my sandpaper. The craft room 4 times to get my sandpaper this afternoon. And every time I got interrupted either by phone calls or by someone at the door, and so I never got the sandpaper. Okay. All right. So this is really therapeutic if you can stand the noise, right? I just turn my hearing aids down. Green Slopes is probably 20 minutes from me, Megan. On a good day, in peak hour, it's probably a bit longer. That's where I go for my lung specialist, actually. It's a really good hospital. And it's part of they do lots of work there with veterans. And also at Green Slopes there's a really great little women's craft group. They meet every week, I think. All right, so we've got our different layers here. Now I want to talk to you about this one here. Now I have already scored this, but I am going to do it again. I'm just going to score it. Now you see how you've got your numbers on either side, right? So you want to score this one so it lines up with the 3/4 inch mark on the right hand side of the cut line. Right, and you're just going to score it. Right. So then we're going to use our bone folder and fold it. Okay. So then we can then pop these two together. All right. So I found in my drawer my old snail. I'm like, woohoo! I loved this stuff. So I'm just going to use that up. So what I've done is I've put these two face together. And I'm just going to fold this over. Put some tape on that little flap and I'm going to fold it over. So we've got this little fancy little flippy bit. Try and make it straight. I didn't make that very straight. It doesn't really matter. I'm okay with that. Yes, we've got a little bit. Lots of rain, not much lightning, Megan. A little bit of a storm. I was going to walk Delphi up to meet Steve at the bus, but he was on his own. He had to walk home in the rain because Delphi and I weren't going to get wet. I was worried that her cone of bravery, because she's still wearing the cone after her surgery, I was worried it was going to fill up with water. But anyway, so I'm just using this snail here. And really, you shouldn't use a tape runner on your embossed bits. Put it actually on the flat bit that you're working on, because you don't want to press out the embossing, the dry embossed pieces. Now, let me just see if I can line that up. It's a bit hard to see when you're not right over top of it. That'll do. And what you can do is, if you want to make it look a little bit more rustic, you can then just go around and every so often just tear the edges. So here, where I know that it's not, I'm not seeing as much of the green, I'm just tearing it and to make it look a bit more distressed. And I'll just pop this into a bit over here too. So then you see the other side as well. So I'm just doing maybe 4. I'll do 5. One over. One along the top. Okay. Now, what about you, Megan? Did you get any of the storm? Has it been raining up in Rockhampton and Yeppoon and up that way? Or out where you are, Sharon? And I can never pronounce the name of the place. I know what it is, but I just can't pronounce it. All right. So now I just want to do a little bit of more stamping. on this piece. So we're going to go in with a Happy Halloween on the inside. Now, because we're using a photopolymer stamp set, we need to have our pierce mat. And look, my husband was practicing his laser cutting or laser etching with the pierce mat. So I've got all these things that are partially like I've got blocks where it didn't work and stuff like that. So he's been having a great time with it. I'm thinking, oh, it's an expensive thing. Yes, that was the look I was going for, Megan, but the whole Beetlejuice colours. So we're going to put Happy Halloween on the inside. There we go. So that bit's done. So we're just going to stick this to the front of the card. Has the new Beetlejuice that's come out at the movies, hasn't it? I haven't seen it yet. I'm sure it's out already. I loved the first one. It was lots of fun. Alright, so now I've got this piece here. And yes, it's wider and I'm okay with that. Now what I want to do, and I didn't know whether I was going to use these bits of window sheet, but I think I will. Now I've just got this piece of green and we're going to pop this on. So again, I'll use my seal, my old snail. Oh. Sometimes the snail isn't the best, maybe we'll just use a bit of glue. Oh, so did I, Megan, a long time ago. And look, Megan, I'm using the proper end, as you would say, of the glue. Alright, so we want to just glue this on. And it goes right to the very top because it just does. Alright, so that's some nice glittery potions. Now what I want to do is I'm going to actually grab my pencil before I stick this together, and I'm just going to draw a little line here. Now that's just to guide me where I want to stamp my green bubbles. Now you could heat emboss them on vellum and do all of that, but we're just keeping it a little bit simple. Yeah, I just found that snail in the drawer, Megan. I thought that was pretty cool. I was a bit excited. So I've drawn my line and I'm trying to line up, trying not to get my head in the camera. Trying to line up my I did do a big high, but that's okay. I can just move my cauldron up. And it's got some more single bubbles. So I'm going to grab a couple of those, and I will clean this afterwards, so don't think I'm putting it away dirty. I'm not really. and put a couple of bubbles elsewhere. Oh, it's got a bit of icky stuff on it. That's okay. Get another little bubble. Just layer that over it. There we go. So you put one there. All right. Pop this one over here. Another one up there. I think that should be right. I think that should be enough. Oh, you're going to get a precision glue press. How cool is that? Oh, I haven't used one of those. I've seen them. All right. So we've got, the last thing we're going to do is we've got these acetate bottles that I've die cut out of window sheet, and I'm just going to take the backing paper off. The blue backing paper. Now, does the new window sheet, does it have blue backing paper? I don't know. Has anyone got any recently? Like, I've had mine for ages and ages. And it has backing sheets on both sides. That's a bit, well, it used to. I don't know. So what is a precision glue press? What makes it so fantastic, Megan? Now, I'm going to grab my dark lemon lime twist blend and my dark pumpkin pie. I'm just going to colour my window sheet all around the outside edge with the dark. I was going to do heat embossing on this as well, but I'm not now. And then I'll grab my light one, and I'm just going to go over the light one in the middle. So it's not going to look really blended, but then I'll do the same with my pumpkin pie. Go all the way around the outside. Now, this should dry. It should. Might take a few seconds, but it should dry. Without, oh, that's squeaky. I might just do the whole thing of that one in dark. I think it'll be better. Now, I had this idea in my head, and how this turns out, I don't know if it's going to be really good or a failure or whatever. Let's move this out of the way. All right, so I've got some dimensionals. I'm going to pop this on my card with dimensionals, just on this flat bit. So, and we know that it's going to be, we need to have a dimensional about here, and another one about here, and we'll put one in the middle. Right, so just take the backing off those. And we're just going to pop that on here. Not worried about wiping off that line that I drew because you're not going to see it. Now I'm going to grab my black dimensionals. Yes, they have black ones. I seem to use the big ones much more than the little ones. But both big and small dimensionals come in the same pack. The black. Oh, sorry, big and mini. And this is much easier to tell when you've got backing still on your dimensionals when you're using the black ones. Alright, so we've got our cauldron. I just might move it up just a teeny bit. Just a bit more. There we go. That's straight. Having a little bit of trouble seeing things straight today. But that's all right. When my niece came today, she bought me all these chocolates from the States, and there were these ones that were waffle and cinnamon chocolates. So they bring them out just for fall or whatever, like, you know, for their Halloween, Thanksgiving season. I'm just going to lift that up and I'm going to put another dimensional under that. And anyway, oh my goodness, these waffle ones were amazing. She brought us some different flavoured Halloween Kit Kats and stuff, but they were interesting. Oh, that's all I could say about those. Now I'm just going to grab my Wink of Stella. I'm just going to quickly colour all of these bubbles at the top, and it should give them a little bit of a green tinge. Might not, but it will make them sparkle. So we want sparkly bubbles. I've been seeing all these fabulous ideas with Halloween decorating ideas with cauldrons and stuff like that. And all this stuff we can't get here. It's like, oh, I wish we could get these really big cauldrons that are super cheap. Alright, so now I want to put my... Now this is just a scrap of an old silvery coloured what do you call it? Silvery coloured foil that was from a few years ago. I'm just going to pop this on. Just pop that in there. Whoops, we need to make it so it looks like, there we go. So just pop that there. And I'm going to pop my raven. I'm just going to put him on the ground. Or do we put the cat? No, I think we'll put the raven. Put the raven on. So again, we're going to use some dimensionals. And I'm going to double height these so that they put him in front of the cauldron. So I'll use two little ones on the base and I'll do them double high. Oh, I need to move my hands up. That's better. I am very conscious that I don't want to be too close into the camera because I don't want you to see my boobs while I'm crafting. Not that they're not covered up, but you know, I was watching a video and the lady's camera, she didn't have it quite right, and you could just see, well, you can actually see her stomach, not her boobs, so it was a bit distracting. Alright, so we're going to pop our, I think he probably needs one more dimensional underneath him. I'll try a big one. Let's see if that works. There we go. He's pretty cool. I'll put him up a bit. There we go, he's a bit better there. Alright. No, they didn't. They didn't bring me back any craft things. Only chocolate, Megan. Only chocolate. Well, they tried to get stuff, like all the Halloween stuff was, had already mostly sold out. Now, I'm just going to put a bit of glue on my dimensionals backing sheet and just rub my piece of acetate that I've coloured all over it. So that way, oops, we're going to put it on this side. That way you don't get any lines, and it makes the glass a bit mottly as well. Alright, and we'll do the same for this one. I should have done this one in purple. That's on my finger. Alright. I need to move that over just a little bit. No, I don't. I can just pop that one in front. Now, I was a bit disappointed, Megan. No craft product. Like, because Susie was supposed to buy a whole heap of ribbon and stuff for their Christmas wreaths that they do, and she couldn't get any. They didn't have any Christmas stuff out, and all the Halloween stuff was on clearance, and yeah, but I don't know if she went to Hobby Lobby or anything like that. But yeah, I was most disappointed. I was looking forward to seeing all the craft stuff she brought back. Anyway, so there we go. This, I think we need some words on the front. And so we're going to do some masking because I want to put double trouble, toil and bubble. Toil and trouble. No, double, toil and trouble. So I'm going to just grab my stamp. And I've got my Memento ink. Let's see. I'm going to go double, double. Right there. Then got fluff on my stamp. Let's grab my what do you call that, baby wipe, and just wipe it off. Now, I don't know if this card has turned out the way that I thought it would in my head, but I'm not unhappy with it. So now what I'm going to do is just put a bit of post-it note, because I should have done this before I stuck it together. Let's see. It's not completely perfect. So I've got a black marker. I'll go over that with a black marker. All right. So this is my Halloween version of our Coffee, Cake and Cards card. So this is what we did for Coffee, Cake and Cards last week, and we had a few different versions. So this was with with the Mediterranean blooms paper, and so it just opens up nicely. It only had 1, 2, 3, 4 layers, so really nice little card, and we did it in a few different designs just to make it a bit more fun. I had another design as well. Anyway, and this is the Halloween version using the online exclusive Potions and Spells. And I think what I should have done is done the circle purple. So it's got double, double, toil and trouble, and Happy Halloween on the inside. So do we like that card? I hope you like it. Now, it did come up well, Glenda. Thank you. I'm quite happy with it. I do think it needs a bit of purple around this here. What if, while I'm still here, I just get my blending brush and see if I can put a bit of purple on it. I am not going to wreck it, trust me, but I do think it needs a bit of purple just to make it stand out a little bit more. Because I can just get my fingers under it. Just bend it up just a little bit. See, this is what happens when you change your mind all the time. I'm glad you like it. I thought it was a bit of fun, and I haven't seen a lot of people sharing this this stamp, and I think this week the cat looks a little less feral than last week. Last week it looked really feral, but I like using that embossing paper because I like the white core and how that sorry, not the embossing paper, the scrapbooking paper. And so all of the, other than the black and the white, the other layers were all from the scrapbook kit. All right, now before I go, I just wanted to share with you, this Friday night I have got a couple of spots left in our Champagne and Crafts class. So I wanted to show you, so we'll be using this Christmas Wishes kit, and what we do is we take this kit, like it's a nice kit, but we take it to the next level. So I wanted to show you what we're actually making in Friday night Champagne and Crafts. And if you're interested in coming, just let me know. So this is one of the cards that we're making. Now this was inspired by Kayla Renee and her layout that she did. So this is one of the cards, ways we've upcycled the kit. And we do two like that design. This is the other one. All right. We also do this one here, which is a fairly simple one, cutting up the cards to make them a little bit different. We're doing a fancy fold as well. The bow keeps falling off that one. I'll have to use a glue dot. It's supposed to have a bow there. There we go. So that's the another one we're doing. So we're doing 1, 2, 3, 4 alternate projects, and then 4 of the standard layout. We've also, you'll have enough to do some tags as well, a couple of tags using the leftovers. So it's lots in the class. So if you don't drink champagne, that's okay. You can bring whatever drinks that you like. If you want bubbles, I'll have tea and coffee available, and I'll have snacks. So anyone who wants to book it, do a last minute book in for Friday night's class, just let me know. And I'll open this one up. I like this one. So obviously the ribbon doesn't come with the all-inclusive kit, so there's quite a few add-ins, and neither do the embellishments. So it's going to be a really fun class. And the other class that I have that's next week is the Little Bit Festive class. Now I still have about 2 spots left in that if people wanted to book in, that you need to book in tonight or at the latest Wednesday night, because I have to order the last embellishments for that. Okay, and I want to make sure that everything gets here in time, and I'm cutting that up this week. So yeah, so we've got a lot of little bits and pieces in that class. I like this one. This is a nice easy way to use the card base, and so is that one. So if you're and because I do have 18 of these kits for some reason, I have no clue why I have 18, but I do have 18 of these. And look at the envelopes. The envelopes are gorgeous. And on this one, we've used that label from the envelopes inside the card. Oh, bit of dirt there. That was probably where I bled on it. All right, so that's it from me tonight. Hope you have a really great rest of the week. if you need anything, just reach out, and I will see you all next week. Some of you I will see at Champagne and Crafts on Friday night. And others of you I will see next week. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great week. Until next time, happy creating!